Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna feel that they'll be shortchanged in 2027. This Migori Senator Eddie Okech shares completely my thoughts. I just wanted to listen to him before I dive into this.
For Babu and Sifuna, this is my read, and I might be wrong in this. I think they're suffering what we call the Sakaja effect.
What is that?
The Sakaja effect is, Sakaja is the governor of Nairobi.
Yeah.
Babu wants to vie for governor of Nairobi. And he has said it, I've not said it, he has said it a number of times that he doesn't believe that ODM will give him a ticket to run on in 2027. Therefore, this is his excuse for mischief to get out and find a way of vying without ODM. And I think that Sakaja effect is also affecting Sifuna. Because Sifuna, on this ethnic diversity, should, and I'm not saying that it will happen, I'm just saying should ODM choose to stay together with the UDA in a formation in 2027, it will be difficult for one ticket to give members of the same community or similar community a ticket in governor and a ticket in Senate. That will be Sakaja and Sifuna.
And you believe
so Sifuna is also getting a mischief. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it's portraying. Because you see sometimes is...
you think?
Yeah, I think so.
You think you'd be sacrificed?
Because we are in the same party, we know each other.
Senator Okech, you think Sifuna will be sacrificed?
I think it thinks he will be sacrificed. I think it thinks he will be sacrificed.
You think
I think it thinks he will be sacrificed, which is why he's getting an excuse for mischief like Babu. That's why I call it the Sakaja effect on these two individuals. I've told you about my brother Caleb's also struggle, which is a different one, but it's a collision of convenience. Let me just finish. It's a collision of convenience, and therefore somebody like Wamshomba becomes a good bait to adhere these three people who are struggling with personal survival in politics and understand it, but eventually they will join A or B.
General, you're talking about.
Yeah, but this is what is going on in the country. Everybody can see.
Political survival here is a very critical issue. We can all agree that in the previous election where we had Timu Wanyonyi, who was to run on an ODM ticket, told you are not going to run for Nairobi governor just because ODM and Jubilee were working together. So ODM and Jubilee had to agree on compromise candidate. That was Polycarp Igathe. So because of that, Timu Wanyonyi had just to go back to Westlands and run for that seat. Even this time around, we've seen Timu Wanyonyi saying, I am not going to run for Nairobi governor. Instead, I am going to Bungoma, where my roots are, to run for governor. It is because he must have seen that it is possible even in 2027 for ODM to deny him a ticket, especially in this kind of arrangement where we have ODM and UDA working together. So this effect can still spill over to the likes of Babu Owino and Sifuna, and that's why they're struggling out here saying ODM no because of their survival. In most cases, city politics is not just about ambition of someone. City politics is planned, well calculated. People look at the future because cities hold too much wealth for every nation. It is in Nairobi that we have billionaires, we have millionaires, we have investors, foreign investors, local investors, and all that. That is why you'd find that those who hold capital, not just economic capital, but also political capital, must always plan who becomes their governor, who becomes their senator, their member of National Assembly. For member of parliament, sometimes they may not fight that much for that seat. Okay, they can allow people just to control who becomes a candidate or who should not become a candidate. Okay, but now when it comes to a seat like governor, gubernatorial seat, that is very crucial. So you'd find that those who control our politics will decide, okay, we'll actually plan or plot that, okay, this guy is so ambitious, but we have to do away with him. And how should we do it? We bring in the issue of party politics. Yeah. Now here, if you come to Nairobi politics, okay, and you want to bring in a new party, like something else, a party that has never existed, and the person, actually the party leader, okay, is someone that is not that known, it becomes difficult for someone to win. Because right now, as it is, Nairobi politics will be controlled by two parties. That is ODM and UDA. Believe me, I know you may disagree, but that is the thing. And you may also have a feeling that, you know what, Babu Owino, people love him, that, he controls the streets, he knows how to talk to people and all that. We can agree on that. But now, when it comes to the real politics, where those who hold capital, that is both economic and political, have a say, you'd realize that the two major parties, that is ODM and UDA, will control the Nairobi politics. Okay, we can also have DCP, that is Gachagwa's party, which is fine, but when I look at it from a different angle, you realize that DCP is just a new party, and at the same time, Mount Kenya politics may not be so dominant in Nairobi. Okay, because Nairobi is sort of like 50-50. So when we have ODM and UDA, merging or coming together and fielding one candidate, that candidate has a high competitive advantage. That candidate can win. And in this case, when you look at it, you'd realize that, President William Ruto and Raila Odinga will definitely settle for the incumbent who would actually seek re-election, because it will be difficult to tell Sakaja that, you know what, please don't run for governor, let's have another candidate. That is difficult because right now Sakaja is the governor. So in that situation, it is necessary, it is plausible, it is reasonable that they just settle on the incumbent and support that incumbent. So when all that happens, you'd find that Babu Owino can always be sidelined. So that is it. I know Babu Owino is ambitious, but when you look at politics, it becomes difficult to accommodate Babu Owino as Nairobi governor. As much as Ruto, Raila and others have a plan for this city and they support Sakaja, Nairobi needs better leadership, as Babu Owino explains here.
Huwezi discriminate Nairobi tuitoe kando. Nairobi inataka tu kiongozi ambaye anaweza badilisha maisha ya wananchi, kiongozi ambaye anaheshimu watu, kiongozi ambaye anahakikisha kwamba yule mwenye ndudhi, mwenye pikipiki, mwenye bodaboda maisha yake yanabadilika, yule makanga maisha yake badilike, yule mama ambaye anafulia watu kwenye kijiji maisha yake badilike, yule baba ambaye anaenda kwenye jua kali maisha yake badilike. Inataka tu kiongozi ambaye ako strong na firm, ambaye atasema ya kwamba kama ni maji itakuja.
Sakaja has no future in politics because Sakaja has destroyed his own future in politics. He was given an opportunity by Nairobians to work for Nairobians. A very good opportunity that God bestowed upon him. What did he do instead? He's messed it up. There are corruption allegations everywhere, stealing money everywhere. Not even Kidero did as worse as Sakaja is doing now. Not even Sonko. Sonko at least tried. But this person really messed Nairobi. Look at Nairobi the way things are. You can't recover this. It is messed up. We have a budget of 42 billion Kenya shillings. He's collecting less than 5 billion Kenya shillings. And the collection that is collecting, nobody knows where the Nairobi money goes up to date. So what kind of a governor is that? And he's a young person like us.
All in all, what remains a fact is that Nairobi needs better leadership. Raila, Ruto and others can plan who becomes the governor or support Sakaja in 2027, but the fact remains Sakaja has failed Nairobians and Nairobi needs better leadership. There is an issue of ethnic, mobilization, ethnic diversity, ethnic balance in our politics. But let's not kill the dreams of those who truly want a better Nairobi, or a dream of people who can do a better job in Nairobi than what we are seeing right now. Do you think Babu Owino and Edwin Sifuna are leaving ODM particularly on one issue, which is political survival?